Hello, beautiful warriors of life. Welcome back to the Part of the Process podcast. My name is Michelle Beredia. Today, we embark on a journey of tracing the path from the dark night of the soul to discovering your soul's purpose. Join me as we delve into the realms of spirituality, science, and the wisdom of the ancient teachings to unveil the profound truth that one day just clicks: your purpose. And once that happens, your fire is ignited and you're living with unwavering clarity. In this episode, we'll explore the process of finding your soul's purpose after dark night of the soul, rock bottom, depression, manic episode, whatever you want to call it. One day, the veil lifts. You're out of your cocoon. You get to know yourself, your wants, your needs, your aspirations. You don't let all the distractions sway you away, and your soul purpose becomes crystal clear. And I feel like we have different purposes throughout life, but essentially there's like an umbrella. My purpose in this world, I feel, has always been to help others. And throughout my life, that's what I've done. And now with this podcast, it just continues to feel right. We are always like, what do I do with my life? I don't know what to do. I'm like, do I want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a psychologist? And you just get stuck in that mindset of, what do I want to be? And you never actually try something, right? I decided to just go with the flow. Just do it. Just do what I want to do. I've been wanting to start a podcast for years, but I let the name hold me back from starting it. And one day, it honestly just came to me while I was working out. After that, I just took off. I'm just making all these episodes, and it just feels so aligned with my purpose of helping others. And I feel like we each have a mission. For some, it may be creating music for the world to enjoy, creating art. For some, it may just be to walk through this world with your bright, beautiful energy and just be yourself, which I think that's all of our purposes. In the teachings of Buddha, he says, your work is to discover your world, and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. And this is so profound because, like I mentioned in the prior episode, we are so distracted by life that we don't know ourselves. We don't know our potential. We put on different masks because of all these different societal norms, teachings, and conditionings. And when you finally take all that off, everything finally starts feeling like it's aligning. And when everything feels like that, you're just so determined to keep going and move forward with all your desires, your dreams, and your wishes. He says, with all your heart, give it to yourself. We need to remember that as much as we love our family, our friends, our significant others, our pets, you only have one life. You only get one body. You have to live it for yourself. Stop sacrificing your life for others. Stop putting your dreams on hold for others. And this is not selfish. Once you are on this path of your soul purpose, your real ones are going to stick with you. They're not going to leave. Science also shows, research also shows that when we have a strong sense of purpose, you experience greater happiness, fulfillment, and even better health outcomes. And so what happens if you're out of alignment, out of your purpose, your health degrades, you get, even more depressed. You're angry at others, you're angry at yourself. But when you're aligned, nothing that could happen to you will cause an effect. Once you find this purpose, like that's all you want to do. You wake up in the morning and you're just like, let me get this done. And I've heard podcasters say this forever, influencers. And I was like, I don't feel that way. When am I going to feel this way? And I finally feel this way now. I'm so excited to sit in my recording room and make these podcasts and share my life with you guys. And I just have this fire within, like the song Alicia Keys, This Girl Is on Fire. I play this song almost every day to motivate me as I'm walking my dog Buddy during the sunrise. It's a great experience. Some lyrics that really resonate with me in her song are, looks like a girl, but she's a flame. So bright, she can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. That's how I feel. I'm like, I'm here. I'm aligned. I have my purpose. You can probably see the fire within me and out of me. She says, everybody stares as she goes by because they can see the flame that's in her eyes. It's there. Burning desire is there. Nobody knows that she's a lonely girl and it's a lonely world. Let me tell you, this path of awakening, of finding your soul purpose can be very lonely while you're going through it. But like I said, your people will stick with you through it all. The people that authentically love you. Another teaching of Buddha is your purpose in life is to find your purpose and give your whole heart and soul to it. How beautiful is that? Give your whole heart and soul to it. Be unstoppable. Go out there and birth your new world. I have felt in great alignment a few times in my life, even when I was asleep. For one, I remember I was touring colleges. I remember going to UC Berkeley and feeling like this is where I was going to go. I set foot on campus. We did the tour. I looked around and I was like, this is it. I'm gonna get here. And I already see myself starting next year in the fall. I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I live all the way in Los Angeles. I am the oldest of my family. I help my mom pay like a lot of bills, and that's gonna be a rough transition, but I'm gonna do it. I applied to different schools and then I got in. I remember when I got in, it was just so perfect. I got the letter in the mail. I think there was a fire in our apartment complex, and then my sister took us to go watch one of the Fast and Furious movies. It was just all so perfect. And so I remember my biggest fear being having to tell my mom, because I was like, oh my God, Latina families, especially because I'm the oldest. I'm like, oh my gosh, is she even going to let me go? And I'm like, wait, this is my decision. I'm an adult. And so I told my siblings, they were excited. I told my partner at the time, he was excited. I can't remember if I told my dad, but I did tell my padrino as well. He was so happy. It just felt so right, like I said, and I felt like I was so aligned. The next moment in my life that felt perfect was when I saw my house that I'm in right now for the first time. I remember it was listed, right? I had been looking at various homes and nothing just felt like this is the one. And it got listed. There was no pictures. I had never done this to any of the prior houses, but I was like, I'm going to go look at this house. Right at 5 p.m. I drove from work to come look at it. And the second I drove up, I was like, this is it. This is my house. And I remember walking down the side of the house and seeing the backyard, and it had a bunch of trees and plants and it was so green. And I was like, this is it. I called my realtor. I was like, I don't even need to see this house tomorrow. Like, this is my house. I already know. And so I met her the next day for a tour. She got here first and she was like, you're right, this is the one. I didn't even need a tour. Looked around, it just felt so perfect. Everything fell in place. I trusted my realtor. I trusted everyone on my team. Here came my house. And I remember in my notes app on my phone, I listed a few things of what I wanted my ideal house to look like a year before I even started looking for a home. Everything in that list checked off. I was like, oh my gosh. Y'all tell me manifesting is not real. The next thing that felt right is this podcast. It just feels so amazing to get on here with you guys and share my journey, share my story. And it so happened to occur at the right time, right? Because I've been wanting to do this for years, but I don't think I was ready, and I'm finally ready. Essentially, any choice you make is the right one, but some feel more impactful than others. As of recently, everything just feels like it's falling into place. Like every moment in my life has been part of the process, and because of that, I'm now here with you guys, sharing my journey with you. Some additional things in life that just feel right at this moment are yoga, meditation, family, friends I have, living my best life with Buddy, only having space for loving, harmonious relationships. My job is also in synchronicity with my life purpose. I couldn't have manifested a better job. It's intense. I don't even have to ask for things at this job, and it is just handed to me in a silver platter. Working out finally feels right. I don't know if it's because I'm self-aware and I'm awake, but I finally feel like I'm finally gonna lose weight because I've struggled with that for so long because of stress eating, emotional eating. And so when you're more self-aware, more grounded, you're able to control your urges a little more. And obviously healing all your emotional traumas also helps with weight loss. Not consuming alcohol, that's a huge one for me. I feel like I don't know if I'm ever gonna have an alcoholic drink ever again. I've been sober for 6 months, but I just don't feel like it aligns with me anymore. And I feel like I'm just a sober girl. I don't think I'm gonna drink ever again. It just does nothing for me. Living with purpose involves mindfulness and intent. It requires this commitment of being present, right? Of not being all distracted and doolulu, and that's very hard to do when that's how you lived all your life and that's how you were raised. But like I mentioned in the prior episode, don't live this life with your eyes closed, with distractions. Live the moment. Live every second of your life. And once you do that, once you're in the present, once you're slowing down, not multitasking, just do one thing at a time. I've always been a multitasker. I've been like, if I can do 20 things at once, I will do it. But I've learned to slow down. So many times life just passes us by and we're not present. We let something anger us. That cloud, that darkness stops us from living our life in the present. Just release, just let it go. And it's so hard. It's easier said than done. I'm still struggling with this, but try to let it pass. Don't give it too much attention, because whatever you put your attention to is what's gonna grow as you live life with true meaning and purpose. Not just like a robot, like I'm gonna go to college, law school, med school, and I'm just gonna be this working robot. Don't do that to yourself. And if you are a doctor or a lawyer, your purpose is to help others with mindfulness, with care, with compassion, with love, with flow. Like I said, after the darkness emerges this light. And imagine if each of us in this world walked around with our little light, aligned with our purpose, how much of a better world it would be. You don't have time to go seek out drama, to start drama, to give your attention to others. In this point in life that I'm on, I have no desire to let anyone interfere with my goals. I have let too many people distract me from my purpose. Romantic relationships have wasted years of my life distracting me from my goals and dreams. Yes, they were very much needed because now I am here and it was all part of the process. But now I can look at this and think, never again am I going to let anyone take my precious time away from me. I am choosing to have my podcast be my new reality, my healthy lifestyle, my relationships. That's my new reality. And this podcast feels like it was just the missing puzzle piece of my life. And all other pieces have adjusted to fit this one. And it's so great. All this time and energy that I'm putting into my podcast, I was putting into relationships that were doomed to fail. Just remember that you can lighten up the world when you're on your journey, on your purpose. You motivate others because people are like, how does she do it? When? Where? How? Why? I know many times we go out there, we try to see what our soul life purpose is. We're like looking. What is it? When it's all right there. You just have to slow down, live in the present moment, and it'll show itself. The more you freak out about it, the more it's gonna run. try different things, see what sticks. Hey, this feels right for me. I feel like this is what my purpose is at this moment. And in 5 years, it could be something else. I could be a business owner. The world is so big. You can find inspiration anywhere. Talk to people, travel, read books, know yourself, because that's ultimately what's going to get you there. And sooner rather than later, it'll all fall into place for you. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me on this exploration of finding your soul's purpose after dark night of the soul. May you continue your journey with intent, purpose, and wisdom, and may your fire burn so brightly and guide you towards an existence filled with passion, alignment, and profound realization that you are an integral part of the universe's beautiful process. You belong here. Remember, hang in there, because the world needs you and I need you. Follow me on all socials at Part of the Process Podcast, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye. Whew. I give myself the chills. That was so good. I'm like really emotional because sometimes when you're doing these podcasts, you get like so many emotions, and it's like, I don't know who's like, if it's spirit or me or what. I don't know, but it just gets really emotional, and these energies are just a lot sometimes, like happy energies. So I'm really like over here tearing up because life is good. You know, when I'm in this space, life is just so good and so good, so fulfilling. And that's what we all want. We want a fulfilling life, but we don't always seek it in the right places. Sometimes we seek that fulfillment in others who aren't the best for us. We seek fulfillment in vices and drinking and substances and food and sweets and sugar, on distractions, entertainment, Instagram, on relationships, on having others fulfill this feeling for us. And I can finally say I feel so driven. I feel the butterflies that I get from when I have a crush. I'm like, who needs a crush? Who needs a crush? Not me, because I am able to fulfill my own needs from doing this, from sharing my experience, my life. This completes me. And later on down the road, if I find my soulmate in this lifetime, it's just going to be perfect. It's going to be another missing puzzle piece. My heart is so happy. It's on fire. I love this. I love this new world that I've birthed for myself. This life I created for myself, for Buddy. Buddy's basically my son. And so I just had to get on here and add that little thing in because I'm just feeling so blissful and I'm so happy because I'm feeling something. You know, you go from feeling these addictive emotions with a partner that is bad for you to feeling these highs from a project you're doing, from your creative state, and it feels so freaking good.